After the success of Oppenheimer, there is a lot of excitement and anticipation for Christopher Nolan's next movie. But regardless of what the next movie is about, the expectations are high. Nolan has established himself as a master of his craft, known for his originality, technical prowess, and ability to create blockbuster hits that are also critically acclaimed. His consistency in delivering high-quality films has earned him a reputation as one of the most respected filmmakers of his generation, and many are eager to see what he'll do next. While we don't know for sure what it will be about, there are rumors it is a vampire movie set in the 1920s London. It is exciting to think about what he might do with the vampire genre. It sounds like he might be venturing into horror territory, which would be a new direction for him. And if the rumors about Tom Holland and Matt Damon starring in the film are true, that could be a fascinating combination of talents. Of course, it is important to remember that these are just rumors for now, and we won't know for sure until Nolan or his team make an official announcement. But the prospect of a Nolan-directed vampire movie is an intriguing one to say the least. We know Nolan's movies are very character plot driven, and he has an knack for getting the audience to become emotionally invested in the characters and their journeys. In the case of a vampire movie set in the 1920s London, this could mean exploring the motivations and inner struggles of the vampire characters, as well as the people they interact with in the city. And we all know Nolan has all the tools to make it compelling and keep the audience engaged throughout the entire film. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm starting to get really excited thinking about Nolan making a vampire movie. This better be true or there's going to be hell to pay and some blood. What also is equally as intriguing and exciting is who he decides to cast for his actors and actresses to be in his movies. Nolan is known for casting top-notch actors, and his vampire movie would likely be no exception. There are so many reasons why Nolan is so successful in casting great actors. For one, he is known for his respect for actors and their craft. He often takes a collaborative approach to his filmmaking and allows actors to bring their own ideas and interpretations to their roles. Movies often feature complex and multi-dimensional characters, which provides a challenge and opportunity for actors to showcase their range and depth. And finally, track record for success. Nolan's record of critical and commercial success really speaks for itself, which helps to attract A-list actors who want to be a part of his projects. Basically, Nolan is known for making ensemble movies that feature a talented and diverse cast of actors. These movies are known for their complex storylines and well-developed characters, which provide opportunities for the actors to shine individually and as part of a team. It will be interesting to see how he approaches an ensemble casting in his vampire movie and what dynamics he creates between the different characters. He tends to work with the same actors and actresses in his movies. Yes, Nolan is known for frequently collaborating with the same actors across multiple movies. And for example, Michael Caine has appeared in several Nolan films, including Dark Knight Trilogy, Inception, and Tenet. Tom Hardy has been in quite a few Inception, Dark Knight Rises, and Dunkirk. Cillian Murphy has appeared in all the Batman movies, Inceptions, Dunkirk, and then Oppenheimer. Like really echoing Sergio Leone with Clint Eastwood or Martin Scorsese with Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. And as far as casting goes, we know the rumor of Matt Damon and Tom Holland has been suggested. We don't know if they're going to play vampires or humans or vice versa, one good, one bad, but we know that that's the rumor. Matt Damon would be a great pick for a Christopher Nolan vampire movie. Damon has a long and impressive career in Hollywood, with a range of roles in different genres. His experience could bring depth and nuance to the role of a vampire character, good or bad. Damon has shown his ability to play both dramatic and comedic roles, as well as action and thriller roles, just like The Bourne Identity. This versatility could allow him to bring a unique perspective to the role of a vampire. Then we have Tom Holland, and I think he he'd be a great choice. Holland brings a freshness and energy to his roles that can make for an exciting and dynamic vampire character. Then he has great physicality. He is known for his athleticism and ability to perform his own stunts, which could be useful in a vampire movie that may require physicality and action sequences. Then of course, he has range despite his young age. Holland has already shown his versatility as an actor in a range of roles, from superhero Spider-Man to more dramatic roles in like the Devil all the time. Then he brings star power. Holland is quite popular and recognizable actor, particularly among the young audiences, and he has that youthful good look that can draw for a wider audience and a vampire movie. And now comes the fun part where I'm going to do some fan cast. For one of my leading ladies, I would go with Daisy Edgar-Jones. I think she would be a fantastic addition to the cast. She has a talent for playing complex and nuanced characters, and she demonstrated this in roles such as Normal People and with Horses, and she has a really good ability to create chemistry with her co-stars, as seen in Twisters. Or I would go with Anya Taylor-Joy. She has shown her talent and her versatility in roles such as The Witch and Split, and her ability to bring depth and complexity to her roles would be a perfect fit for Nolan's style of film making. Plus, Taylor-Joy was originally cast in Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, another highly anticipated vampire movie, which shows that she is already familiar with the genre and can bring a unique perspective to the role. Daniel Day-Lewis would make an absolutely fascinating villain in a Christopher Nolan vampire movie. He would be the ultimate casting choice. For one, his intensity. Daniel Day-Lewis is known for his intense and committed performances, often staying in character even when the cameras aren't rolling. This level of intensity could bring a terrifying and mesmerizing quality to the role of a vampire villain. Then there's his versatility. Daniel Day-Lewis has played a wide range of roles throughout his career, from the cerebral and intellectual to the violent and ruthless. He could bring a unique and nuanced approach to the role of a vampire villain, exploring the character's motivations and inner struggles. Then there's the physicality. Day-Lewis is known for his physicality as an actor, often altering his body and appearance to suit the role. This could be particularly effective in portraying a vampire, with Day-Lewis able to embody the character's otherworldly and animalistic qualities. Like, the amount of toll this movie would probably take would kill him. And then there's the chemistry with his co-star. Day-Lewis has a talent for creating chemistry with his co-stars, which would make for a compelling dynamic with Tom Holland and Matt Damon's characters in the movie. If that's not the case, I would go back to a person who's already played a Bat, and it's Batman himself. Christian Bale as the villain vampire would be another stroke of genius. And casting him as the villain, Bale has already proven his ability to transform himself into complex and memorable characters in previous Nolan movies like The Prestige and the Dark Knight trilogy. Plus, his previous roles as both heroes and villains shows his versatility as an actor, which could make for a truly captivating performance as a vampire antagonist. It would be fascinating to see how Nolan and Bale would explore the darker, more sinister aspects of vampirism together. Overall, I think Christian Bale would be an inspired choice for the role of the villain vampire in this movie. Then there's Gary Oldman, who would be an excellent choice, considering that he's already proven his chops in the genre with his iconic performance as Dracula in Francis Ford Coppola's 1992 movie. Oldman's versatility and ability to bring depth and nuance to even the most monstrous characters could make him a formidable foe for Matt Damon and Tom Holland's characters in the movie. Plus, his chemistry with Winona Ryder shows that he's capable of bringing a romantic edge to his vampire roles, which could add an interesting dimension to his character in the Christopher Nolan movie. Gary has shown his versatility as an actor, playing a wide range of roles, from, again, the villainess to the heroic Commissioner Gordon. In a vampire movie directed by Nolan, only play a good character such as the mentor vampire who guides and advises the younger vampires, or as an inspector who is investigating a string of vampire-related murders. Either way, Oldman's nuance and commanding performance could bring depth and complexity to the role, adding another layer of intrigue to this movie. It would be fascinating to see how Nolan and Oldman would collaborate on this project and explore new dimensions of the vampire genre that they only two could do. Then there is Liam Neeson. He would be an interesting choice for a vampire movie directed by Nolan, particularly given his previous work in the horror genre. While he hasn't played a vampire himself, he has appeared in a number of dark and intense movies such as Schindler's List and Michael Collins. Plus, he has the gravitas and presence to play a powerful and menacing vampire character. And again, it would be interesting to see how Neeson would collaborate with Nolan on a vampire movie and what kind of unique spin they would put on the genre. For Liam Neeson, this could work out well as either a good or bad vampire, depending on the needs of the story and the dynamics of the cast. Neeson has a history of playing heroic and notable characters, which could make him well suited to play a good vampire who is trying to resist his darker nature or is working to protect others from harm. For a bad vampire, Neeson's intensity and gravitas could also make him an effective villainous vampire, particularly if he plays a character who uses his charm and charisma to manipulate others, who has a calculating strategic approach to his evil deeds. Ultimately, the choice between good or bad vampire for Neeson would depend on the direction Nolan wants to take the story and the balance of the characters in the cast, but either way, Neeson's talent and versatility as an actor make him a strong candidate, in my opinion, to be a compelling vampire or non-vampire. Having Liam Neeson's character follow a similar arc to his role as Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, but with a twist that reveals him to be on the side of good, could create some interesting dramatic tension to the story. There is the misunderstood. Initially, the character could be portrayed as a villainous vampire, with his actions and motivations seeming to align with the typical vampire antagonist. Then the twist is, however, as the story progresses, it could be revealed that Neeson's character is actually working towards a greater good, perhaps even working to protect humans from other, more dangerous vampires. This revelation could lead to a redemption arc for Neeson's character as he works to earn the trust of other protagonists to help him defeat the true villain of the story, Daniel Day-Lewis. Overall, this kind of reversal could create a compelling and unexpected twist in the story and would allow Neeson's character to have a unique, memorable role. And then there's some also notable actors that I probably would like to see in this. There could be Willem Dafoe. With his intense and unpredictable performances, Dafoe could bring a chilling, unsettling presence to the role, but since he's in that Nosferatu remake, I kind of would stay away from Dafoe being in it, but I like him so much that I would consider having him. Then we have Tilda Swinton, known for an androgynous and otherworldly appearances. Swinton could bring an ethereal and mysterious quality to the character. What about Michael Fassbender with his magnetic screen presence, ability to play complex and multifaceted characters? Fassbender could bring a depth and nuance to whatever role he plays. And then last but not least, I gotta mention her, Eva Green. She, with her sultry voice and captivating gaze, she would bring in a seductive and dangerous edge to whatever character she plays. She could play one of the head vampires in the movie. Ultimately, I would depend on the specific vision that Christopher Nolan has for the character and the stories, but any of these actors could bring something truly compelling, in my opinion, to this movie. And leave it to Murphy's Law, as I just suggested the actresses I would like to see as the leads in this movie. There's been a new development where it's been announced that both Anne Hathaway and Zendaya have been cast in this movie. And with the addition with these actresses alongside Matt Damon and Tom Holland, it is clear that Nolan is assembling a star-studded ensemble for this project. I think Anne Hathaway is a really good choice. She's an incredibly talented actress who has received critical acclaim for performances in a wide range of movies, from The Devil Wears Prada to Les Miserables. She's also previously worked with Nolan on The Dark Knight Rises and also Interstellar, so it'd be great to see them together. And also, she's worked with Matt Damon on Interstellar, so there's a reunion in a sense there. For Anne Hathaway, I think there's some interesting possibilities for her character in this movie. She could play an ancient vampire queen who has ruled over the vampire world for centuries. She could be a powerful and enigmatic figure figure whose motives are unclear. Or she could play a skilled vampire hunter who has dedicated her life to eradicating the vampire threat. She could be a fierce and determined character who's willing to do whatever it takes to achieve her goal. Then we have Zendaya, who is a rising star in Hollywood, known for mostly her roles in Spider-Man series with Tom Holland, and she also appeared in the Dune series, which were financially and critically acclaimed. As far as her role in this movie, I would think it would be a little bit similar to Tom Holland's, where she would play a newly turned vampire, a young woman who has been recently turned into a vampire and is struggling to adjust to her new life. She could be a complex and conflicted character who is torn between her human past and her vampire present, and we could see her character being trained by an older, more experienced vampire, perhaps Anne Hathaway's Queen, or Matt Damon's character could be also a mentor to her as he is to Tom Holland's vampire character. And she could be like a quick learner who's eager to prove herself and make a name for herself in the vampire world. Either way, I think it will be interesting to see how Zendaya and Hathaway fit into the story and what kind of dynamic they bring to the film. Now, we're going to need a composer for this movie. And I think a movie such as grand as a Nolan vampire movie needs a pairing of composers. And the two that I would choose is both Hans Zimmer and Ludwig Göransson. Both are incredibly talented and innovative composers who have worked with Nolan in the past. Zimmer, of course, is known for his epic and bombastic scores with memorable themes and powerful orchestral arrangements. His work on Nolan's Batman trilogy, Inception, Interstellar are particularly noteworthy, and his movie score catalog is second to none. As for Göransson, on the other hand, has a more experimental and unconventional approach to film scoring. His work on Black Panther and The Mandalorian has been widely praised for its unique blend of traditional African music and modern electronic elements. Together, Zimmer and Göransson could create a score that is both grand and epic, while also incorporating more unusual and unexpected sounds and textures. It would be fascinating to see how they would approach a vampire movie and what kind of sonic landscapes they would create to enhance the atmosphere and tensions of the film. At the end of the day, this might be just wishful drinking on my part, because I'd love to see Christopher Nolan take on a vampire movie. I think it would be a masterpiece in the genre. And so far, I'm not sure if this rumor has been debunked already. Either way, it is fun to kind of fantasize and speculate what a Nolan vampire movie set in the 1920s could be. Let me know what you think. Is this an exciting concept for you? Is this something you'd like to see?